Hello, you might notice that during this video and the different scenes my clothing or appearance will change. This is largely because of my bad back at the moment and I can't always film everything in one go. So I know the continuity is terrible, but just have to bear with me until I'm better. Anyway, roll titles! Hello, I'm Kip Hakes, and in today's video I'm going to show you my nice shiny new Ring Smart Dash Cam RSDC3000. I don't actually have a dash cam in my car at the moment, and when the nice people at Ring sent me through a press release about all their different Ring dash cams, I thought, might be a good time to try one out and get one in my car. So here it is, and it is the 3000 model. So there are some different models available, and this one is sort of in the upper tier, I guess, and it is around about the £85 mark on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description, and this comes with recording at 1296p, that well-known standard, which is slightly above 1080p, which is the sort of standard full HD. But yes, it says it records at full HD at 30 frames a second. It's got a 130-degree field of view. You can put in a 64GB memory card and it will give you 12 hours of recording time. You can actually buy an additional rear-facing dash cam that will go in the back of your car and record what's going on behind you. And you just plug it into this and it will record both streams. Now that does knock down the quality, I think, to about 720p for both of them. There's a lot of processing to handle the encoding of two live video streams. So yeah, that's fair enough. I don't have that rear camera, so I can't fully test that out, but from reading up on it, that's basically how it works. So there is a 4000 model, which offers slightly higher recording resolution, slightly bigger field of view, and you can use a bigger memory card and get more recording time. And there are lower models as well, which are slightly cheaper. I think the cheapest one is around about £35, which is pretty good, really. Now, you might have seen a video on my Ring before where I had the smart tyre inflator that works over Bluetooth, and I've still got that. It's in the back of my car and it's very handy to have, and I get a lot of use out of it. And hopefully this dash cam will be the same. So yeah, it is an award-winning product. It won this year at the Auto Express Product Award, so it can't be that bad, can it? So I think what we'll do is, in this video, I will unbox it and then I will put it in the car. And then once I've gone out for a little drive, I can have a little look back at the footage and sort of come to some kind of conclusion. So that is the plan. What do we have on the side of the box? Intelligent software detects collision and saves video. That's good. Warns you when other car begins to leave its lane. Okay. GPS logging to keep track of your journey, so that's good. It's got GPS enabled. Manage settings and view video from phone. Yeah, you can use the Ring Connect app to look at that. See better detail with high contrast night vision. Excellent. Distance alert system to prevent front car collision. Okay. Now, a previous webcam I owned did have lane assistance, and that was really annoying. It kept beeping at me, so I did turn it off. I don't know how this Ring one works, but I guess we will find out. So yeah, let's get it out of the box and see what we've got. Okay, so that clear side has got the webcam in. Dash cam. Move this out of the way for a moment and see what's in the white box. Okay, so we have a spudger. I believe this is probably for using to sort of move trim out of the way slightly so you can hide the wire behind it, which is nice of them to include that. And then we've got a cigarette lighter adapter. It's more like a 12-volt output these days. Don't really light cigarettes in your car. So it can work with 12 volt or 24 volt vehicles, which is cool. And it outputs 5 volts at 3000 milliamps, okay? And that is terminated in a mini USB, I think. I always get confused between mini and micro, but I think that's mini. There are around about 3 meters of cable from memory of looking at the specs, so that's not too bad. I am actually going to hardwire this in eventually, so I'll do a separate video on how to hardwire a dash cam into your car. So that means basically you don't have a cigarette lighter, it just plugs into the wiring of your car and turns on when the car is turned on. So yeah, that's something that I'm planning on doing in an upcoming video, so make sure you subscribe to the channel and keep an eye out for that. And also, oh, that's quite cool, I've not seen that before. So the power adapter has got a USB socket at the end of it, so you can charge your phone. So that's good in some ways, so you don't really, because a lot of people just have like a phone charger plugged into their cigarette lighter, so you don't lose the functionality. That's a nice thought. Okay, what do we have? Got some Ring stickers, presumed to put in your car. Oh look, there we go. Oh, got some other languages. Not English. Oh no, there is another sheet. Yes, there we go. You can tell everyone your Ring is recording. Oh, so right, that's cool. I like that. So this is the mount. Now it comes with a sticky pad. Ah, so basically the power connector goes into there. And look, there's little pins on here and magnets to hold it in place. That's smart. So you can actually release the camera and like hide it away should you wish to, and you don't have to keep on plugging and unplugging it, because that would obviously damage the connector eventually. That is cute, I like that. And I think that's for the rear camera to plug into, that little socket there. And they've also included a second load of mounting tape as well, should you wish to move this from one car to another. I like that. Not seen that before. That's a clever way of doing it. Very smart. Right, oh, yep, hang on, we've got a quick start guide. There we go, sort of telling you where you should position your camera. You've got to give your screen a clean before you stick the sticky guy on. How you pair with the app. Yeah, it's all pretty standard shenanigans, really. Right, now it's time for the camera itself. Behold my Ring dash cam. Okay, so that's the top of it. Whoa, that is quite some aggressive magnetisation. Goodness me. That required a bit more strength than I thought. Okay, so we've got some buttons and tings. So on the top we've got a power button, then on the back, as well as having the screen, we've got a menu, rec, up and down, so I assume that's to navigate through the menus. And then we've got a little button here. I think you can press that and it'll automatically lock the recording that it's just made, so it won't delete over it, because basically how these dash cams often work is they're just continuously recording on a loop, and the oldest footage is wiped as newer footage is recorded. So I think it, as it says on the back of the box, it can record for up to 12 hours. So therefore, once it's hit the 12-hour maximum recording capacity, the stuff from 12 hours ago will be deleted. Now obviously that doesn't mean you're in your car for 12 hours, it just means it's got a max, you know what I mean. Okay, so on the side we've got another micro USB connection, so if you do want to just plug it directly in, you can do it there. On the bottom we've got the microphone and a small reset button, and I assume this is some kind of speaker. And yeah, on the side with the lock button you've also got the slot for the micro SD card. Very good, very nice. Now I think, annoyingly, I don't actually have a micro USB cable knocking around. Or do I? I don't think I do. I can't power it up on the bench, but that's okay. We'll do it all in the car. So yeah, there's not much else to say about it on here on the desk. You know, it's quite a small little unit. It's fairly discreet, but it does have a sort of fairly sizable lens, so hopefully that will give us a good wide view of recording and also work in various lighting conditions. It's got a fixed focus, so you don't adjust anything there. Yeah, it's just a fairly nice looking dash cam. Right, before we actually go and plug it in outside, maybe it's a good idea to have a little look at the menus and things whilst we're at the desk, because obviously once I'm in the car and it's plugged in, it'll be really hard to film the menus for you. So yeah, it's all up and running at the moment. I've got it powered through the mini USB cable, and let's press menu. We have to stop recording first because it's automatically recording. Right, menu. Okay, so we've got video, we've got options here. Okay, so the rec button takes you through to the menu option. So we've got different recording things here. Well, I don't think we've got any change to the frames per second. We'll keep it at the maximum resolution. I think the 1080p plus 1080p might be for recording the rear camera. So if you do get the rear camera, that will record at 1080p, which is all right, really. Okay, what other options do we have? Oh, set that resolution. So you've got loop recording. So you can change the duration of the filming. So it will record a new file every 3 minutes or every 5 minutes. I've got it set to every 5 minutes. The G sensor, I think this is setting the sensitivity. There you go. I'm going to keep it a medium now. So this has a G sensor in it. So if it detects too many Gs, it assumes you've been in a crash and will save the recording. So, I mean, all of the recordings are saved, but it will write protect that recording just to make sure it's flagged and can be used for an insurance claim if need be. Night vision. Okay, so you can turn it on, off, or put it onto auto. Auto makes sense. And then we can set it to record audio and add the date stamp. That's fine, that makes sense. Oh, yeah, okay. Right, if we press the menu button, we get into the setup menu. So what do we have here? So Wi-Fi, you can turn that on or off, and that's how it communicates with your phone via Wi-Fi. We'll connect it to the phone shortly. We'll have a little look at that. So we've got GPS settings. What happens when we go into there? Okay, so you can ask to show the speed in miles per hour, kilometers per hour, or just turn it off. We'll keep it on miles per hour. Time zone. I think we're still in daylight saving time. ADAS. I think that's the lane departure system thing. We'll see. You keep that on and see what happens. Oh no, that's the distance, isn't it? That's the distance sensing. We'll keep that on and see what happens, see if that's annoying or not. Date and time, that's pretty obvious. Language, pretty obvious. You can put your number plate on here and that will record on the screen if you want to. I'm going to leave it off simply because I'm going to be showing you some of the recordings of my driving and I don't want you all to know my registration plate. Screensaver, turn that on. Button sound, you can turn this beep on and off. Now parking monitor, that's an interesting one.
Hello, this is Kip in the edit here, and the explanation I made about the parking mode was actually incorrect. So the correct version is there is a small battery inside the dash cam and that is charged as you're driving. If you turn the parking mode on, if it senses any knocks or bangs on your car when you're parked and the engine is off, the camera is in a sort of standby mode and it will record a small clip of what caused the bang. Now it kind of works, and obviously it only lasts as long as the battery in the camera does, but I think it's probably good for at least overnight because it certainly stayed on overnight for me. So there you go, that's the correct explanation rather than the wrong one I gave in the recorded bit of the video.
Okay, card formatting, you can format the card. Let's do that actually, so that's all ready to use. Okay. Software version. and you can reset it to default settings. Okay, so there's a bit of fiddling to be had there. And then we press menu again, and we go back to what we can see on the screen. Okay, well let's turn the Wi-Fi on and then connect it. Okay, so it's currently putting out a wireless network of its own called Smart DC3000, and that is the password to access it is 12345678. So let's go into the software on the Ring Connect app on my phone, and we'll get it connected. Right, okay, so we're in the app, so we can do a live view. Let's see what a live view is. Literally what it says it is, a live view. Hello, hello there. And then we've got the gallery. So there's nothing saved in there at the moment because we've just formatted it. Space used, 0%, we formatted the car. Okay, right, let's go into the settings. Okay, so there's not actually much in the way of settings. It's more just showing you what the camera's set at. It'd be cool if you could adjust the camera settings from within here, but all you can do is turn the date stamp off and on and off, the record audio on and off, and the parking monitor on and off. So it would be cooler if you could change the settings, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, well there we go. There's not much in the app really, and that's fine. Hopefully if we hold down the up button, long press the up button, and that will disconnect it. There we go, boom. So the camera is ready to rock and indeed roll. So I think what we'll do now is install it in my car and take it out for a little drive and just see how it performs. And also I might narrate some of the contents and see how the recording of audio works, if it does. I mean, it can't be any worse than me not actually turning my microphone on. Can it? We'll see. Okay, so we are driving through the village of Halstead at the moment. I'm going to drive to Earl's Colne, which is the next village along. And I think it's recording okay. It is beeping and chiming at me quite a lot. I think the distance thing doesn't seem to recognise cars in my lane or cars in the other lane, which is a bit annoying. So it's a bit, I'm probably going to turn that off, to be honest with you. Hopefully you can hear this. I'm assuming that you can hear this all. But as we're driving along, hopefully we'll be able to see if it recognises number plates okay. Don't know why it beeped at me there. Maybe because that car had stopped and I was getting close to it. I honestly don't know. We'll try and work it out. Yep, no idea why it's chiming at me. But you know, hey ho. Right, so we're in the village of Earl's Colne, where I used to live. Just realised it's very close to school kick-out time, so I might struggle to park. We will see. Right, let's park the car. Oh no, Mr. Angry's zooming past. Okay, well I think I'm going to leave it there. I will try some recording of footage at night next, I think. That'll be interesting to see how this does. Mate, you could literally get a bus through there. So there you go. I tried to get as many different lighting conditions as possible, and from the way it all came out, it's all right, isn't it? You know, I think it's very hard to find a dash cam in this price point that you'd be able to get someone's number plate from at night. Obviously there are a lot more expensive and higher end ones where you probably could get that. It works surprisingly well during the day. I think the ADAS system is absolute rubbish and should just be switched off instantly because it just doesn't work. It's just too much aggro. I don't know whether it's not configured properly for driving on our side of the road or it's just broken, but yeah, I don't like it at all. Now the parking mode, that's quite interesting. I like the fact that it doesn't require a constant power feed and it uses the battery to record. And quite interestingly, I've had the camera with me on my desk while I've been doing some extra bits and bobs about the video. And like every time I've nudged the desk ever so slightly, the camera's started recording. So it's quite sensitive. And I think, especially if you're leaving your car in a car park or something like that, it would be quite handy. But it might be good if you had the rear camera as well, so you can see all angles. So if someone hits your car, you've got more chance of catching them. But yeah, it's a pretty good unit for the price it costs. I'm happy with how it performs. My only about it is how fast or not it is to transfer the video files via the app. If you have them in 5-minute chunks, like I do, the video files are around about 400 meg in size, and transferring 400 meg over that device's Wi-Fi feels pretty slow. So I think if you had smaller files, like the 3-minute long files, that would be better. But yeah, that's my only sort of criticism. It just felt very slow transferring the stuff off there. But because the camera is so easy to remove from the mount, you could just do what I did and just pull it out and take the memory card out and plug that into your computer. So yeah, it's all right. It's pretty good. I mean, I don't think it's the best dash cam out there, but I'd say it's probably a lot better than those random no-name Chinese brands that you can find on Amazon. It's a good product and I'm pleased with it. So I don't think there's much else for me to say. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I will be doing a video on how to hardwire a dash cam properly into a car. That all depends on how my back is, because obviously with something like that there's a lot of bending down and around and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to see how I go. So I can't promise that anytime soon, but just subscribe, and if I do it eventually I'll put a link to it up in the corner. But yeah, just keep an eye out on my videos because I do have the kit ready to do it. It's just finding the old back energy to do it. Yeah, so I don't think I've got very much else to say. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. But for now, it's game over.